What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Packer Perspective. Green Bay is off to a hot 2-0 start after that big win against Washington last week Thursday. Now, coming off 10 days rest, the Packers are heading to Cleveland as 8.5-point favorites. In this episode, guys, we're going to start to transition from 2024 data into 2025 data. We are only 2 games into the season, so the numbers are still a little noisy, but we're starting to see who these teams really are. But before we dive into the matchup, I'd really appreciate if you guys hit that like button. And if you're a fellow Packer fan, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be here all season long breaking down everything Green Bay. So let's get into it. So let's start with this Green Bay offense going up against this Cleveland Browns defense. The Packers passing game has been elite through 2 weeks. They rank number 1 in pass DVOA and 6 in EPA per dropback. Jordan Love has been pushing the ball down the field at an extremely high rate. He's averaging 13.3 air yards per attempt. That's way above anyone else, with the second highest being Justin Herbert at 9.6. Now, Cleveland has been middle of the road against the pass this year. They rank 18th in pass DVOA allowed, 19th in EPA per dropback allowed, but the key here is the scheme. The Browns play man coverage at the 3rd highest rate in the NFL, and they run cover 1 more than anyone else at a 46% clip. Now, that plays right into Jordan Love's strength. So against cover 1 this year, Love ranks 4th in EPA per dropback. He's completing 69% of those passes, averaging 9.5 yards per attempt, and all 4 of his touchdowns have come against cover 1 looks. If there's one little nitpick with Jordan Love, it's when defenses pressure him without blitzing. He's just 1 of 6 in those situations this year, averaging 2.8 yards per attempt, and even dating back to last year, all those numbers dip. So that's something to watch against a Cleveland front that ranks top 6 in pressure rate without sending extra guys. Now, the run game, on paper, that's going to be tough sledding. Green Bay sits 10th in rush DVOA, but Cleveland is number 1 against the run. They just held Chase Brown and Derrick Henry to just 2 yards per carry. But that's where Josh Jacobs comes in. More on him a little bit later. Now let's flip it over and let's look at this Cleveland Browns offense going up against this Packers defense. And this is where the matchup gets ugly. The Browns are 29th in pass DVOA, 25th in rush DVOA, and 13th in EPA per dropback. Joe Flacco just hasn't looked the part in 2025. Meanwhile, this Green Bay's defense has been dominant. They rank number 1 in pass DVOA, number 3 against the run, and 7th in EPA per dropback allowed. Now, Packers play zone at one of the highest rates in the league, 4th overall at a 72% clip. And here's the thing. Against zone this year, Joe Flacco ranks 31st in EPA per dropback, just 5.7 yards per attempt, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And even dating back to last year against cover 2 and cover 3 shells, which Green Bay runs the most, he was near the bottom in EPA, and he had one of the highest turnover-worthy throw rates in the entire league. And just like Cleveland, Green Bay is generating pressure without blitzing, ranking 2nd in pressure rate, but just 29th in blitz rate. You combine that with the fact that they're allowing explosive plays on just 2.5% of snaps, lowest in the league by far, and you can see how this matchup tilts heavily towards Green Bay. Now, a potential lifeline for this Cleveland Browns offense might be their tight ends. Both David Njoku and Harold Fannin Jr. have lower average depth of target routes that could help Flacco get the ball out quickly, but the explosive element is just not there for the Cleveland Browns. All right, let's talk X factors. On offense, it's none other than Josh Jacobs. He's been fine, but he hasn't been great in 2025. He's sitting at 3.6 yards per carry compared to 4.4 last year, and his success rate has gone down as well. Against this Cleveland front, he needs to be better, not just running the ball, but in pass protection as well. If he can increase his efficiency, it keeps the Browns front honest and takes some pressure off of Love. I'm actually bullish on Jacobs in this matchup, and I think Jacob punches in not 1, but 2 touchdowns this week. And I think he finally rips off a big run or 2. Now, for my defensive X factor, it's going to be Micah Parsons. And to be honest with you, I think we could go with any single pass rusher here. I think Rashawn Gary and Lucas Van Ness are going to be equally as important as Micah Parsons. Flacco ranks dead last in EPA per dropback against pressure when teams are not blitzing. It's going to be key for this Packers pass rush to create havoc and make Flacco flustered. This should be a game where we see multiple Packers pass rushers get a sack, and I think it all starts with Micah Parsons. So guys, to wrap it up, this matchup heavily favors Green Bay, but this Cleveland team should not be slept on. The Browns can create pressure, yes, but the Packers have the offensive weapons and the quarterback to beat man coverage, And on the other side, Joe Flacco versus this zone-heavy pass rushing defense is just not a recipe for Cleveland to keep pace. If the Packers can play clean football, win inside the trenches, this could be another statement win. And guys, that's going to do it for this week's breakdown. If you guys enjoyed this video, like I said, please hit a like, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be here all season long. And drop your thoughts down below. Let me know who was your X factor this game. I appreciate you guys watching. And until the next time, go Pack Go.